Hi everybody, we are going to get started with the May Club Q. This one is The Joy of Simple Things. This is a great kind of spring summer layout that you can use for pretty much any sort of photos. I know there's flowers on it, but I actually put my boys' pictures in this one just for some fun Easter spring photos. But these colors, they kind of lend themselves to summer too. To get started, we have 3 suggested Powder Puff inks, and they are Blue Hawaiian, Lemon Drop, and Sunset. But basically, there is a little bit of everything in this. There's some purples, there's greens, orange, blues. So whichever you would like to highlight more, you grab the colors that you want to use. Before we get started, a couple things I want to point out. We are going to do the cutting first, but I just want to point out that in this laser cut here, we punched out our little banner pieces. But just so you know, before you throw this away, this is a piece we're actually going to use, this 1-inch strip. So when you punch all of this stuff out, make sure that you save this 1-inch strip on the end. I just wanted to catch that before you have to go digging through the garbage. I know that we usually say most of our kits we use lots of the scraps and the negatives from the laser cuts and stuff, but this is definitely one we're going to use, and it may just look like a scrap, but it is one we'll use in this one. So let's get out our trimmer. This is the first thing we're going to do is all the cutting, and there is a slip of paper in there like this, and it has the diagram on there that we're going to use. I'm going to start with the 6x12 white piece of paper and get that out of the way first. And we need a 4x6, 4x6, and a 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. So it's already at 6 inches this way, so we will put it in at 4. And trim. Move it down. Do another 4. And then this last piece, we just need 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. So at 3 1/4. Oops. And then 5 1/4. And feel free to pause your video at any point and get caught up if you need to. So you have 2 4x6s, 1 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. We'll set those aside. The next diagram is a full blue with white dot paper. We're going to cut out the 6 1/2 by 9 first. So go ahead and put that in at 6 1/2. You can trim all the way down, and I'll just set this other one to the side and turn this and trim at 9. So the first trim was at 6 1/2. Put this in at 9. And then you have a 6 1/2 by 9. This little piece at the end, we just need to, it's already at 3 inches. That's what's left. So we turn it and cut it to 5. So you have a 3 by 5. And the big piece that was left over off of the end, we are going to do 2 3 by 4s. And this actually gives you a good chunk of paper to save for something else. So I'm just going to actually put this in and do a cut at 3. Turn it, cut it at 4, so you have a 3 by 4. And slide the big piece back in and cut at 3 by 4. And then you have a good chunk of paper left over to use for whatever. But that one we won't use in this kit. You can save it if you want. Sometimes I even save these little pieces and I just trim the edges and make them into little tags. These are all left over as well. Oops. Okay, so we can get this out of the way. And I think there's one more cutting. So there is a 3 1/4 by 8 1/4 white paper. And we are going to cut that down to 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So you actually want to just put this, it's already 3 1/4 this way. So put this into 4 1/4 this way, and that makes 2 of the same size. Okay? And I think that is all the cutting. The only other thing would be to trim out your journaling piece and your quote. Other than that, I think we have all the trimming done, and I'm going to get out my background papers and move my trimmer out of the way. And you can turn these pages any way that you would like. I actually have it in the picture going this way, but if you want more color at the top, you can see here, I did it where there was more white at the top. If you want more color at the top, you go right ahead and turn it, whichever way works for you. And I'm going to try and get both of these into the picture here. And it looks like I actually did one this way with the white piece up top and then one turned, so that's on the side. But you do you, whatever works for you. Whatever your preference is. Let me make sure these are all in the camera here. Okay, so from here we are going to start layering things onto the page. And what I'm going to start with, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the pieces here. I'm going to grab all of the little banner pieces here. And I'm going to lay them out by color in front of me so that I can just grab the ones that I need as I'm layering them on there. So I think there should be 4 dot, 5 orange, 4 dot, and 4 of the floral. Okay, so I put those in piles right in front of me. The orange ones actually have a couple that are shorter because those go on the end. So I'm going to separate those also. So there's these 3 and the 2 shorter ones. The 2 shorter ones actually go on the end. Okay? And I'm going to kind of lay this out first so I have it spread out like I want it, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue underneath of it to glue it down. Okay, so I'm going to start with the orange, and I think it's about 4.5 inches up, but this is where I want to kind of line things up before I glue down. And then I just followed the picture to kind of, actually I'm going to put this out here as a guide. And I'm looking to see, yeah, it's about 4 inches up from the bottom. So I'm going to add this right here kind of as a guide, and then I will put it over top in a minute. So about 4 inches up is where the tops of your banners are going to go. And I'm just going to follow this pattern all the way down. So we have, oh, it looks like it started on this side. This one's underneath. So I'll start on this side, orange dot floral, orange dot floral. And the shortest orange goes on the outside. And it's okay if you already started from the other end. It doesn't really matter at all. So kind of at an angle. I just want to get the spacing kind of right first, and then I'll go back through and actually glue. So orange, floral, blue, and then a longer orange, floral, I'm trying to go by, use the picture as a guide. It looks like these are still going this way just a little bit. Blue, orange, floral, and then these start kind of slanting back this way. Blue, orange, floral. See, this is why I lay it out first, because I really didn't space it quite right. So they overlap just a little more than I have here. He's going to turn a little bit more. Gives a little more space. So you want these to kind of go, this is going to be covered up, so it doesn't have to be exact. But you kind of want it to go straight across here. And then your last little orange piece can go up a little bit and out. Okay? And once you have those laid out, the way that I do it, and if you want to pick each piece up, you can, but the way that I do it, because it doesn't have to be completely glued down in every spot, I am actually going to pick up the edge. I have my Barely Art glue. I love this glue because it has a little precision tip. And I'm just going to put a couple of dots underneath there, pick up the next, a little underneath there, and then the next, and the next. This glue dries pretty fast, so if you want to adjust it, you need to do it kind of quickly, but it does give you a little time to adjust. Oops. And again, this does not have to be exact. Nobody is going to be able to tell if they're a little bit off or kind of at the wrong angle. Definitely does not have to be exact. Once you get to this middle piece here, you want to start going back kind of the other way as far as an angle. I got this messed up a little bit. But you can see the gist of it here. And if you want to, you definitely can go back in and glue down the bottom pieces here. But once you have it into your page protector, those are still going to lay flat. So as long as you have enough adhesive up here towards the top, you're good. This little floral strip goes right over the top of it, and you want it about 4 inches up to give space for your photos up here. And what I'm going to do is only put adhesive on this bottom half of it. So when I flip it over, I'm just going to do this bottom half here so that you can tuck the photo mats in at the top, kind of like a pocket. And if you want to chalk any of this stuff up, you go ahead and hit pause and chalk up your pieces. I didn't add too much color to this one just because it already has so much in it. But you chalk them up however you want. I am saving my chalking ink for the flowers. Okay, so we have that done on page 1, and what I'm going to do next is actually put out the photo mats. So you have one larger white one, smaller white one. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, I lied. I grabbed the wrong pieces here. Your smaller ones are here we go. Okay, this is the larger one. It's the 3x5, I think. There's a smaller and a smaller. And I think I will chalk these up just a little bit with the Blue Lotus. Add a little extra blue around the edges there. I like this bright Blue Lotus color. We also have a brand new turquoise color that came out in this year's collection, the Gemstone collection. But there are lots of colors in here, so if you want to add some green, that would be nice too. Maybe some orange to the white papers. But for the most part, I'm going to chalk up just the flowers. One thing about this glue is you don't need a lot. I just put a little bit in each corner there, and that's enough to hold it down. Not sure what photos I will put in this one, but this one is a very general theme, so that you can use it for summer, spring, lots of different occasions. Okay, so these get tucked in. Once you have your photos on, you may want to wait to get photos on and then tuck them in here. But they get tucked right into, you can spread them out a little bit, you can overlap them. Totally up to you. But I'm going to go ahead and tuck these in. I just don't want to go down too far because there are going to be flowers here, so we don't want to cover up too much of your photo. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and finish out this first page. Sometimes I work on them together, but I think I'm going to go ahead and finish this one out. Okay, so the next step would be to layer your flowers. And if you can see here, there's 3 small ones, so pick 3 of the smallest flowers to put up in the corner here. There's 3 different sizes. And you want 3 of the smallest. And go ahead and chalk those up whatever color you would like. I'm going to use this Summer Days, which is a bright yellow. I'm just going to put one little dot of glue. And then I have Petunia, which is kind of an orangey peach color. Mango Mai Tai is a really good one for this, or Fall Leaves. Or if you want more of a pastel, there's Peaches and Cream. And I might even do this one another color. This is Jade, so it's kind of a greenish blue. So you can see almost any color would match this layout. Once you have those on, we will layer the, let's see, the biggest blue flower goes in the middle here. And then there's two of the smaller blue that goes on the side of it. I'm going to get these layered up before I glue them down so I know I have the right ones. One of the largest white gets turned on the top of that one. The medium white goes on that one. And then the two smallest, so if you need to watch that again so that you get the right ones on there. And then I'm going to pick those up and chalk them up. I think I am going to stick with this Petunia color. I really like this orangey color on there. The blue I'll chalk up with Blue Lotus, just to make it stand out a little bit. And with my flowers, I always put a little crease in the middle and it makes them pop off the page a little bit. The smaller ones are kind of harder to do, but still looks nice with a little extra dimension to it. Little dot of glue. And actually, while I'm at it, I'm going to add the little rhinestones too. Love these rhinestones. For a little extra color too. Nice and bright. I need little tweezers to get this on. Okay. I'll do this one. And again, fold them if you'd like to. Give a little extra pop. You don't see too many blue flowers, but I just love this color, so I use blue anyway. And add the little flower here. And your rhinestone. And you have to ignore my hands. I was actually doing a little gardening this morning. And so I have ink, I have a little dirt, I have a little everything on my hands today. Okay, I'm going to use yellow to make this top flower stand out. Little petunia. Oh, that petunia one is dying. It needs a little. I have to replace this one. I've had this one for a year and I actually use it a lot. Oh, I didn't do the blue on here. So we have a live event coming up in June. So if you like doing our kits and watching the videos, this is a good way. Once a quarter, we do a live event on our Facebook page. You order the bundle of 4 class kits for $59, and we go live on our Facebook page and we do a big event. We give away prizes. We do 4 classes, so we walk you through step by step on all the classes, and we just make it a really fun event, and you get lots of stuff all in one bundle. And if you can't join us live, you can always watch the videos later. So you can order the bundle, which we're actually almost sold out at this point right now. But you can always order the bundle and then do it whenever it's convenient for you. You don't have to watch us live. But a lot of times ladies will get the kits, get together with a bunch of friends, stream it over the TV or watch it on the computer, and join us for the full event. It's on June 28th. So we are almost sold out, so get your kit soon, your bundle soon if you haven't. It's on our website at shopquickquotes.com, and you click on online events. Okay, so we need to add our little, let's see where, I think I'm missing one. I may have thrown one away. Oh, maybe not. So you put your little branches in here on each side, and I just used it. If you want to chalk them up, you can. I have jade here to add a little green. Weeping willow looks really nice for these kind of things too. And oh, get those little branches in here. I think I may have accidentally thrown one away, but I'm not going to worry about it because nobody will ever know the difference. I'm just going to put one up here, coming down. Actually, since I did lose one, I am going to trim this off. And I'm going to put one going this way and one going this way. So it has a little something up there. And nobody will ever know that I was missing one. Okay. So page 1 is done. Actually, we need to add the little jewels to the top here. These are kind of fun colors because you can make them look pastel, you can make them look kind of more neon. It goes with lots of things. Okay, so page 1 is complete. Page 2, we will start with our background for our photo mats. We have 2 white photo mats. I'm going to chop them up just a little with Blue Lotus. You just have to do a little on the edge. Your picture will cover up most of that. Glue these down, just space them evenly. There's about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. A little more space in the middle and on the sides. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this part down because I know exactly where it goes. If you want to add more photos or make more space, you can move it around if you want to, but I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. It's about 1/4 of an inch from the top and 1/2 inch from the left side of the page. And then you have long banner strips that we're just going to start layering on this side. I'm going to put a little glue on all of these before. If you want to kind of lay them out and get them spaced before you glue, you can. I'm missing my long, oh, here they are. My long orange pieces. And then I start with one of the floral pieces, so one that's white on the back here. And about a ½ inch from the right side of your blue dot paper here. Just line that up next to it. And next is the orange one that's kind of overlapping just a little bit. And then a blue dot overlapping a little bit. Back to the floral. This is just an easy way to add lots of patterns to your page. Make it a little busier. You could do this with any strips on any page. Just adding a few strips just gives it a little extra color and some more patterns. Makes your page look full. Okay, and then it should be about a ½ inch to 3/4 inch on the right side. Let's make sure you can see that. Okay. And then once you get those layered, you have a journaling piece, which I'm going to put a little color on. And this will go about 1.5 inches up from the bottom and a ½ inch from the right side of your blue dot paper. And feel free to move these around as it works for you. Just going to do the tops of these. You have two. If you're putting these on right now and you don't have photos, just make sure you don't put glue right behind this, just on the bottom part, so that you can slide your photos in later. Okay. Your quote down here at the bottom. And these can be used for more photos. You can put photos on the fronts of these tags. You can put more journaling. And then you have your last flowers. Oh, you know what I did is I missed one of the smaller flowers on this one. Well, that's okay because it still looks fine. But you have extra flowers for this page. So what I would do is actually put a few up here. You have one big one for here. Let's see. Yeah, and then you'll have ones left over so that you can add them wherever. I would add them right up here, I think. Or you could do the top of that. That would be cute. You could layer it up and do the top of that. Sorry, I missed that. I designed this kit, and when I go to redo it, I forget everything. But it will work just as good, and you have extra flowers for somewhere else. Glue this down. Do the yellow. And then you have one blue one left that goes right on the top here. this little piece, actually, let's get this on here correctly. Oh, you know what? It goes right in the middle here. And if you do already have that glued down, you can always put these behind this one. Okay. I'm going to add this right to the top of my journaling piece. And you get a little jewel right here. And you are done. Hope you enjoyed the kits this month. This is my new favorite paper line. You get to see it first. It's the first that we've had this out. It's called French Riviera. And we are using some of this for our private reserve events in the fall where we do 3-day big events. So we haven't even released the entire line yet. You get this first, but it will be available soon. I hope you enjoyed the kits, and thank you so much for being a Club Q member. We'll see you next time.